recording. I will try to close this, but remember, if you're not focused, we'll hear that on the recording too. Yes. Okay. We just did a warm-up on finding GCFs and LCMs with a list. Okay? The lists are long, so I'm going to just go through the differences to review the list, but also show you a shorter way. Okay, so if I want to find the GCF of 16 and 24, one way is to write all the factors of 16, and then all the factors of 24. So 1 times what, you guys?
24.
2 times what?
12.
3 times?
6.
And 8. 4 times?
6.
5 times? No, that's it, right? So you write a nice organized list. That's what we want, a nice organized list. And then we look at the greatest number and see, is there a 24 in both? No. Is there a 16 in both?
No.
Is there a 12 in both?
No.
Is there an 8 in both?
Yes.
That's the greatest common factor. Okay? It's not bad. But watch it with the division ladder. The nice thing about the method over here is it shows it's logical. To find the greatest common factor, you list all the factors, and then pick the biggest one. Write this part down. Write the directions. Find the greatest common factor using a division ladder. That's what I want you to take notes on. Greatest common factor using the division ladder. That's what you're going to write your notes on.
Come on. Yeah.
So, nobody knows what a division ladder, I think, because I haven't taught it. Maybe somebody did this in an elementary school, but I don't think so. So you didn't miss anything when you were absent on that. So watch the division ladder. You take your two numbers, 16 and 24, and you just draw a line. And then draw like a little kind of a box. Jen, you want to shut the door for me? Oh, did you?
Oh, I think the substitute.
Oh, this is ham shoulder. What do you take out, Antonio? So you're going to find something common to both. Any number that goes into 16 and 24. They're even. 2. Good. So,
Miss Hand.
did she? So, Peter, what's 16 divided by 2?
That is 8.
Mm-hmm. And 24 divided by 2?
That's
12. And so now, Wyatt, is there anything that's common to 8 and 12?
8 and 12. Besides 2 again.
You can pick 2.
Oh,
You can
okay.
pick anything common to both.
I'm gonna pick 1.
Except 1.
Okay. That'd be 4.
4. You can pick 4. So Connor, what's 8 divided by 4?
2.
And 12 divided by 4?
It is
Count by 4 is 12. 4.
3.
Right. Okay. Now, can you see the only thing common to 2 and 3 is 1? That's when you know you're at the bottom of your ladder. Okay? That's the beginning. So you take these two numbers here and you multiply them. And so that tells you what your GCF is. So you're going to say your GCF, your greatest common factor, is 2 times 4, which is 8. And if you look over here, that's exactly what we got. Okay?
Oh, that's cool.
It's really nice. Question?
I'm still confused. If you have the 8 and the 12, and then where do you get the 2 and the 3 from?
You do 8 divided by 4 is 2. 12 divided by 4 is 3.
Oh, okay.
But did you guys notice that Wyatt also had said you could do 2 goes into both of these? So what if we changed it up a little bit? And what if you ended up doing it a little bit different? 16 and 24, you started the same maybe, you still took a 2 out, still get the 8 and the 12, because 16 divided by 2 is 8, and 24 divided by 2 is 12.
Then you could do 2.
Yeah, what if you take a 2 out? What's 8 divided by 2, Ethel?
4.
Okay, and what's, Jasmine, what's 12 divided by 2? What? Half of 12. 6. Okay, and then you would keep going because 4 and 6 still have a common factor. So, Sebi, what goes into both 4 and 6?
That's cool. But I have a question about, I don't get what's so cool about the factor ladder.
Well, it makes the problem shorter sometimes. So not always, but sometimes. And you might not like it as much. So you could always do this method over here, but I think you're going to find that the factor ladder sometimes makes things quicker.
Do we have to practice this umbrella?
For number 3, you do. Okay, but let me finish. So what's 4 divided by 2? Yeah, 7. Okay, and what's 6 divided by 2? 3, right? So then you take these, since 2 and 3 only have 1 in common, you just take these 3 numbers, and your greatest common factor is 2 times 2 times 2. What's 2 times 2?
4.
4 times 2?
8.
8. Same answer, right? Okay, Allie.
Clarify. So the top numbers, just getting confused on the bottom numbers there. 2 divided by 16 and 24 is the next row's answer.
16 divided by 2 is 8.
Yeah.
24 divided by 2 is 12.
So then you put the 2 on the side because
Then you take another 2 out
oh.
if you want to.
But you can do it.
So you have that yellow paper in front of you. That was a good question, Allie. Let's look at the yellow paper in front of you. We already did this right here, right? So Sebi, maybe you'll see why sometimes it's nicer. Like on 15 and 40, if you did the division ladder here, you could start with 15 and 40. What is common to both 15 and 40? Wyatt? 5. How many times does 5 go into 15? 3. Sean, how many times does 5 go into 40? 8. Now, what is common, Sean, to both 3 and 8? Only 1. So you're done.
Oh, I can tell that you. Oh yeah, you can do it for the GCF and the LCM.
We'll get there for the LCM in a minute. Yes, you're right. Let's practice one more time. So why don't you put this on the side of your yellow sheet? Just do this number 1B with 18 and 42.
Well, probably wouldn't kind of work, so you know exactly.
Right, but just for notes, you're right. You already did the work here that's required. But practice the ladder to the right just to show yourself that it works. It might be easier. Okay, I'm going to pause this while you work. Yes. Isabella, what'd you do first? Okay, look at what she's saying, class. She's going to do 6 and so she picked the first one. Okay, pretend you didn't know that. Pretend you just weren't that smart. Or it wasn't the first thing you thought of. And I said, really, Isabella, you picked 2. You did. 18 divided by 2 is 9. And 42 divided by 2 is 21, right? What goes into 9 and 21? Connor? 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 21 divided by 3 is 7. What goes into 3 and 7?
1.
Only 1. So Sean, how do I find the GCF with these two numbers? You just multiply them together. So the GCF here is 2 times 3. We already knew the answer was 6. So what Haley did isn't wrong. I was just trying to show you.
No,
Isabella, if you happen to see the answer first, that's great. That's just super, but it doesn't always happen. So we could do what Isabella did. 18 divided by 6 is 3, and 42 divided by 6 is 7. Since 3 and 7 have nothing but 1 in common, you're done in one step. That's nice when that happens. But if it doesn't happen, it's okay too. right? Raise your hand if that makes sense. Okay, now, we're going to go back, and we're going to do a least common multiple problem with the division ladder. So, let me just add a page in here and do a little rearranging. Okay, now on your note sheet, write down, find the least common multiple and we're going to use one of these that we already know the answer to, 15 and 40. That's the problem we did right here. So we already know what the answer should be, but you can do the division ladder. So you should write this on your binder paper. Okay? So, ready?
We wrote this on a blanket? Paper.
Do you have a note paper that you were? Yeah. So this is going to be the least common multiple of 15 and 40. So you start the same way. You're going to use the division ladder. And you do the exact same first step. Take out something common to both. What do you know?
5.
5. Okay, so 15 divided by 5 is 3. 40 divided by 5 is 8. Okay, so Jen, what's common to both 3 and 8? 1. So you know you're at the bottom of your ladder. Okay? So watch this. The least common multiple is the bottom of the ladder times the top of the ladder. So the LCM, there's 3 ways to find it, is either 3 times 40. What's 3 times 4? So what's 3 times 40?
20.
And is that answer correct?
Yes.
Yes, because we did it the long way over here, right? But watch. You can also do 8 times 15. So to do 8 times 15 in your head, do 8 times 10. 80. And what's 8 times 5?
40.
Add them together.
120.
So that's another way to get the LCM. 8 times 15 is the same as 120. But here's the last way. Watch. 3 ways. Put your hands down for a minute. What letter does this make? L for what? Least, right? Least common multiple. Another way to find the least common multiple is 5 times 3 times 8. What's 5 times 3? 15. And what's 15 times 8?
120.
We did it up here, right? 120. And what's the LCM? 120. So, Sebi.
Wait, so pretend it would be longer, the
Yeah, we're
LCM. Would you still just do the second number from the top?
you do the bottom. So it's like you got right inside my brain here because I'm going to do that next. Great question. I bet some of you don't even know what he's thinking. So I'm going to have you add that to your sheet. So adding to your note sheet, he has a really important question. If I have you find the LCM with a different pair of numbers, I'm going to abbreviate. Find the LCM of 18 and 42. I'm using 18 and 42 because earlier in class we already did the answer, right? We know the answer should be 126. So the question that Sebi has is, if I do my division ladder and it's longer, what happens? So what if you start with 2? 18 divided by 2 is 9. 42 divided by 2 is 21. Okay, Sebi, what goes into 9 and 21?
3.
3. 9 divided by 3?
3.
21 divided by 3?
7.
I'm at the bottom of the ladder, right? So,
We already did actually.
yeah, it's up here too, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, 3 times 42, what's 3 times 40? 120, and what's 3 times 2? 6. So the LCM still can be found by just taking the bottom of the ladder on the left and multiplying it by the top of the ladder on the right.
So that's how you find the LCM, and then you find the GCF by multiplying the side numbers.
Right. If I ask for the GCF, I would just do 2 times 6, right? I mean 2 times 3, sorry, which is equal to 6. I could find the LCM by doing 7, though, times what?
18.
Yeah. So another way to find it is 7 times 18, and 7 times 18 is the same as, what's 7 times 10?
70.
And what's 7 times 8?
54.
56.
Sorry.
Add them together and you get
126.
126. Does anybody remember the third way? Yeah. Not my favorite way, but some kids love it, so it might be your favorite way. The other way to do it is the LCM is 2 times what?
3.
Times
7. No,
3.
3, sorry.
times
7.
7. What's 2 times 3?
6.
Times 3
18.
and 18 times 7?
126.
We already did that once. It's 126. So still can find it, right? Sebby, did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop that and Carson.
Yeah, so my question is, how do you get the LCM when, so let's say there's two numbers and you divide them in half, like, they're like, yeah, two, and then they go on equal at the bottom, and you can't divide them by anything again, how do you find the LCM?
Okay. So let's say we had something like 11 and 44. Okay, and we wanted to find the LCM. I could take 11 out, right?
Well, no,
Oh, divide it in half. So they are multiples of 2?
yeah, and then they get divided in half, and then one's an odd, and then
Got it. So let's say I have 10 and 14. I divide them in half and I get 5 and 7.
how do you find the LCM then?
So there's nothing left I can take out, right? So the LCM is just the bottom left time. Okay. That's one way to find it.
Oh.
I didn't really hear your question very well the first time, but now I have it. Any other questions on that one? Okay,